when you walk away from people, you don't want to just hand them your card and walk away.
Right.
You want to leave with a little bit more information. So take a picture of their badge.
I know that. We all want to be fly, right? But be comfortable, man. Welcome to the Sustain Train Podcast. I'm Xavier.
And I'm Alfred.
Today we're going to talk about SAP Sapphire. Sapphire is that national event that happens every year. Last year was our first interaction with Sapphire, so this episode is more for our newcomers. We just want to share some insight, some guidance on what you can expect when you go to Sapphire, if you're going to Sapphire, of course. So Alfred, I just wanted you to share with the viewers and the listeners some tips and tricks for all the newcomers that are going to be going to Sapphire this year.
For sure. One thing I would point out is before you come, go ahead and book your hotel through the SAP Sapphire event. As soon as you book your ticket, they give you the option to purchase your reservation for your hotel. You know, they have a lot of hotels booked off just for us to come in and get a good deal. Don't be like us. Last year, well, we kind of waited too late.
Yeah.
We could have booked early with them, but we kind of drug our feet a little bit. So I say, go ahead and jump on that as soon as you can. Take advantage of the sale so that you're not doing your own reservation last minute like we did, hoping that there's still more availability.
Right.
On top of that, you definitely want to use rideshare, get your Lyft, get your Uber. It's very convenient. So you take it from your hotel straight to the convention center, pull up, take that escalator up, you're right there. Don't worry about the hassle of parking decks, parking meters, all that stuff is just gonna prolong your time to get in there and enjoy some great content and speeches. What else? Maybe you want to also, when you're communicating with different people on the floor, when you're networking throughout the week, you definitely want to take a more approach to where you're leaving something with them and also you're leaving something from them. When you walk away from people, you don't want to just hand them your card and walk away.
Right.
You want to leave with a little bit more information. So take a picture of their badge. At the Sapphire event, everybody have their lanyard or whatnot with their name, with a barcode, the company, and on that barcode, that QR code will link you with more information for that person, you know, and then of course you can connect with them on LinkedIn, all that good stuff. You just want to make sure you're not just passing stuff out. Because what we did, the first 15 minutes we were there, we were handing out cards after, networking with folks. And then one of my colleagues that come by that we caught up with, we asked them for some advice. The same way we're giving y'all tips and tricks, we asked him, hey, what's some things to know about Sapphire since this is our first time? Right. He said, man, when you're networking with people, you definitely want to take a picture of their badge. Same advice we're giving y'all. He said, don't just hand them your card and walk away with nothing. And he explained that so simple. And I looked at Xavier like, man, we've been doing this the wrong way.
All the way backwards, man.
We've been doing this the wrong way. So don't do the same thing we did. Don't make that mistake. Listen and go ahead and make sure you connect, take that picture. And then as far as following up, do not wait until the whole event is over to follow up with people. Just give it 24 hours max, follow up so it's fresh in their mind because they're going to meet like 50 other people and they're going to forget what you look like. They're going to forget your name. But if you go ahead and link up with them on LinkedIn, follow up with the email or however it is you want to do so, when you reach out, they'll remember who you are the earlier you do so.
Yep.
I say definitely just follow up for sure.
Most definitely.
That's it for me. How about you, Xavier?
Is your organization still using ECC?
And if so, why are you still using ECC? You know that deadline's approaching and SAP is not playing. They are not going to support you. That's why we want to tell you more about Pathways, your roadmap to sustainment. Change management, check. Training development, check. Training facilitation, check. Hypercare support, check. Sustainment, check.
Contact Altech Consulting today. We don't just train,
we sustain.
Well, I want to piggyback off of that first tip you gave them about ride sharing because you do not want to deal with that traffic. Trust me. You're not going to find anywhere to park. The traffic is heavy going up to the convention center. So whatever you got to do, Lyft, Uber, you got an electric scooter, take that. But just don't drive. Some of the other things that I would say is, which we did well, it was our first time, but we set up meetings together throughout the months leading up to Sapphire to kind of map out our agenda, right? So we were looking at who the speakers were, where they were going to be assigned, and things like that. Because this event, the convention center in Orlando, is massive. It may take you 5 minutes to go from one section to the other section and throughout the entire event. So you're going to have booths set up. You're going to have the stage set up for, other speakers and things like that. So do your due diligence, hop online, map out, look and see, research the speakers, see who you want to speak, not you want to speak to, but who you want to listen to,
right?
Who you don't want to listen to. But I suggest you give everybody a shot. But map that out. And other companies are going to have booths specifically laid out in these areas. So you want to be able to know where you're going to navigate to. And sometimes this changes. So be up on that to make sure that you know where exactly you're going. The other thing is dress comfortably. Now, of course, you want to be fly. I know that. We all want to be fly, right? But be comfortable, man. When we went, it was June, right? Sapphire was in June last year.
Right, I think it was in June.
I tore my Achilles in February. I won't tell you how old I am, but I tore my Achilles playing basketball with some youngsters in February. So this was after my Achilles surgery that I was at Sapphire. And I was comfortable, had Jordans on, tennis shoes. I didn't wear any dress shoes or anything like that, but I was in pain, like excruciating pain. So you're going to be there 6 to 8 hours. So wear some comfortable shoes. Of course, be fly, but you don't have to overdo it. Like I said, walking for 6 to 8 hours, you're gonna get, if you aspire to get those 10,000 steps in every day, you're gonna get them in the first 4 hours, man.
For sure.
So please dress comfortably. Take it from me. In addition to that, make sure you attend the mixers and the happy hours that are being offered after the actual event. This is where you're going to get, meet the movers and shakers. Everybody's kind of letting their guard down, letting their hair down. The drinks are flowing. The conversation is flowing. That's where the connections are really made, because now you're getting to know people on a personal level, and they're not as standoffish, as they would typically be when the event is going on. Everybody means business at the event, of course, as they should, but be sure to, attend these mixers, happy hours. People are going to tell you about it even at the actual Sapphire event. Hey, you want to get on the list to this happy hour? Get on as many lists as you can and actually attend and have a good time. It's about enjoying yourself as well. So that's the tips and tricks that I got for you guys.
That's awesome, man. And I just thought about something. We met with a colleague that we had linked up with virtually recently, a couple of months ago. And we got to meet her in person, Ginger.
Yeah.
And she was kind of giving us some of the tips and tricks, or just some of her experience at the recent DFW chapter, ASUG chapter meeting.
Yep.
And so she was just talking about how she's been going for the past 20-some years.
Right.
Not saying that I'm trying to her age. She's our age, maybe even younger for all I know.
Right. She might be younger.
But she takes a different approach at this point. She doesn't want to be in the hustle and bustle of everything that's going on the main strip, maybe on International or whatnot down there in Orlando. But she does a little bit differently. She now, like when she goes, she takes a group of people and they come together and get a condo in like a resort type feel. That way you can have more of a vacation approach to the conference. So during the day and maybe at night, you're throughout the hustle and bustle, you're with all the crowd. But at nighttime or whenever they want to chill and relax, they go back to the resort and take advantage of the quiet time. They just share that time with each other and just duck away from all the things that are going on. Kind of give you that vacation feel, like I mentioned. I mean, we are going to be in Orlando, Florida, right? So, hey, take advantage. That's another approach.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that with you all. Xavier, so they talk about the hype of Sapphire.
Yeah.
People want to know, is it really worth the investment?
Yeah.
What's the hype all about?
Yeah.
Go ahead and share a bit of what your thoughts are on that.
Hey, I was one of those people, man, is this really worth this $1,500, $1,600 that we're about to spend each to go to this event? But I'll tell you like this, and I'm being completely transparent. The networking is unmatched. Now, again, this was our first interaction with Sapphire, right? So we didn't really have any expectations, or I should say we didn't know what to expect.
Right.
So we were going in kind of blind. So we didn't know how extensive this event would be, but the networking itself, you're meeting all the movers and shakers in the industry,
right.
The thought leaders, the leadership teams, potential clients, things like that. And you're all in the same room. You got clients in the room. You got thought leaders in the room. You got CIOs in the room.
Everybody.
And not to mention the speakers. Like, you're going to get insight from great speakers, great company leaders, and things of that nature. So like last year, one of the speakers that had a great impact on me was Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA.
Right.
Remember when he was speaking,
surprise.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he came out and he spoke about, the progression of AI and potential collaboration with SAP and things like that. And that was inspiring to me. So you're gonna get all those insights from these leaders at this SAP conference at Sapphire. And then on top of that, being business owners and within the SAP consultancy space, you're going to be surrounded by like-minded people. Albert and myself, we know this is a grind, right? When you're building a business, there is no real work-life balance. So it takes somebody going through that and building something on their own to kind of know what you're going through and empathize with you, so to speak. Well, at this conference, majority of the people are building or have built a business from the ground up, and they're looking to network and obtain new clients and things like that. So that's an added benefit. Just being around like-minded people kind of puts an extra battery in your back, right? Lets you know you're doing the right thing and to keep on pushing. So I'll leave you guys with that, and then you can go ahead and jump in and let us know what your thoughts are on that, man.
Right, man. So you talked about this being a massive event. I like to say, if you ever been to any of the ASUG chapter meetings across the states, this right here is like a multi-day chapter meeting on steroids.
For real.
It's not going to be what you've seen at your local chapter event. This is going to be on a different level for sure. Something you don't want to miss. This is the biggest SAP community event. Like you mentioned, there's going to be the customers, the SIs, solution implementers, just end users, you name it. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of networking opportunity, a lot of learning opportunities. Last year, we took advantage of those different sessions, anything, because we're in the training space, right? So anything had to do with user adoption, training, change management, AI, whatever we're interested in, we attended those sessions, able to ask questions and hear other people's questions that were pretty intriguing on those different topics. I say, this is the biggest. You don't want to miss it. And as far as return on investment, you're definitely going to get it if you take advantage of the opportunities. There's going to be a lot of movers and shakers in the building that you are going to want to rub shoulders with, people that are going to help you advance in whatever it is for your purpose of being there in your profession, right? For us, being, partners of our firm, this is the perfect place for us to be at. And there's going to be a lot more partners out there that we can network with, that we look forward to, shaking hands with, getting to know, and seeing how we can possibly work together, collaborate. There's going to be potential customers there that we're going to be able to talk with, shake their hands, and, get ourselves on their radar. That's what we're doing. It's a lot of networking opportunity.
Right.
And so, other than that, I feel like this organization with ASUG and SAP, when they collaborate with this big Sapphire event, is super organized. It's like next level. Even the comfortability, the convenience of the event. Man, this may seem simple for some people, but for me, the carpet that they have at that event, like next level plush carpet. You feel like you walking on clouds. It's like, for me, I went to another conference last year in the summertime in Atlanta. And man, I had on dress shoes, going back to the comfortability and stuff.
Yeah.
And that floor was hard on top of that, man. My calves were tight.
I bet.
tight. So by halfway through that day that I was walking around networking, man, I had to just take a seat. I just couldn't take it no more. My legs were on fire. But yeah, the comfortability of that rug, that carpet they lay out, next level. On top of that, the food.
Yeah.
They make it convenient for you to eat. You don't have to leave. You don't have to go nowhere. They have the food laid out in the middle of the floor during lunchtime, and it's warm food, hot food for you to go eat. And then they have the drinks in the fridge. Just grab your food, grab your drink, go sit down, cool it off for a little bit.
Right.
Maybe you sit beside somebody that you can network with, chop it up with them, and just take a break.
Yeah.
Until your next session that you want to attend.
Right.
Other than that, man, that's about it.
Yeah. And just to give you guys, some additional things to look forward to, we did partner with some other companies, and this year, being our second year there, we're looking forward to inviting you guys out to our happy hour that we're part of hosting,
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna give you some insight on that and hope to see you guys there.
For sure. We're gonna be at TuTu Tango on Tuesday, May 20th from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Come out. We want to talk to you. We want to get to know you. Shoot, we have other partners there, like Xavier mentioned. We have Ascending, we have SDA, we have Zia, some great partners, great co-hosts. We can't wait to do this event with them. We've been planning some big things for you all. We're excited. Can't wait to get there. Who doesn't like Mexican food?
Right.
Who doesn't like free drinks? You do. Come out. Enjoy the time with us. We might have some surprises for you. We're going to have connection with industry leading leaders. So, come out. We're going to have customers. We're going to have partners. We're going to have whoever, is going to be there. We're going to be there.
Yeah.
We want to see you. Be there.
Hey, and it's absolutely, no pressure. Just come relax, unwind. You've been at the Sapphire event all day. We're going to have some giveaways there, raffles and things like that. The drinks are going to be flowing. Conversation's going to be flowing, as I mentioned earlier. And if you into cutting the rug, you can come listen to some music, dance, all that, man. It's going to be live. So just make sure y'all come out. We'd love to see your face, and we're looking forward to it.
So we talked about the happy hour, which we're excited to invite everybody to. Other than that, Xavier, what are you looking forward to this year?
Man, I'm mostly looking forward to our growth. I want to see how we transition from our first time last year to now. Now, we know what kind of growth we've had as a business, so to speak, throughout this time frame. But I'm just eager to see how we show up now.
For sure.
Like now that we kind of have a lay of the land and we're not timid and nervous and anxious.
Right.
And we can actually move with the movers and shakers and feel like we belong there. So I'm looking to see how much we've grown. I'm also waiting to see how leaders are adjusting to, today's climate, the economy, what's in store for 2025 and 2026, and just how they're pivoting and adjusting with today's times. We know we're going through some things right now, but you're going to go through things regardless. So you're going to have to pivot. You're going to have to adjust. So I'm just eager to see how some of these industry leaders are adjusting to today's climate. What about yourself?
Man, you hit the nail on the head, man, as far as the tariffs, just to be straightforward, what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And how that's impacting supply chain across the world, not even just the U.S., right? So I'm 1,000% sure that that's impacting a lot of people and just business in general.
For sure.
And there has to be some uncertainties. I mean, it's been great that some things have been lifted recently, but we don't know what's to come still in the future.
Right.
But I'm definitely looking forward to the same thing, just understanding how people are feeling, how they're adjusting, as you mentioned. I think as far as our current moment in business in the world, period.
Yeah.
That's the greatest impact, and I'm looking forward as well. Other than that, man, I'm looking forward to seeing old friends, of course, making some new connections, how we can, collaborate, potentially expand with other operations within the SAP space. Looking forward to the announcements as well. I'm always eager for the surprise announcements. You just never know what SAP
don't know what they have up their sleeve.
Last year they announced a collaboration with NVIDIA from an AI standpoint, which was huge. As you said earlier, the CEO, came to our event, not in person, but virtually. He was there speaking to us in real time.
Right.
From across the world, right?
Right.
That was pretty wild to see. And they also announced the WalkMe purchase. They purchased WalkMe, which is a training simulation platform. I'm pretty sure it's a lot more to it than what I'm saying. But that was very exciting to hear about these announcements that were new in the space altogether. Other than that, I'm just gonna go back to our happy hour. I'm excited about our happy hour. You talking about growth. There's definitely a space where we grew at from last year.
Yeah.
We created some partnerships with some people over the last year that trusted us to come in and partner with them on hosting this event. Yeah. So, we're going to show up. We're going to do our thing. I'm excited.
Show up, and show out. Because I didn't get to attend all the happy hours last year. Like I told y'all, I was recovering from surgery. So after the event, I'm headed to the hotel. Alfred was able to participate and let me know how it went, but your boy was in the hotel room icing that foot. So
that boy was in the bed.
right. So I'm definitely looking forward to that too, man.
Yes, sir. Well, shoot, I think that's it. We'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you all for joining us on another episode of Sustain Train. Today we touched on talking about tips and tricks about Sapphire, what to expect, what's some of the hype around Sapphire? Why does everybody talk about it? Is it worth it? Yes, it's the biggest event, the biggest. You want to be there. You don't want to miss it. And when you come, reach out to us. We want to meet you.
Definitely.
On top of that, we talked about our happy hour, inviting you there. We're going to keep bringing up the happy hour.
Got to.
Happy hour. TuTu Tango on Tuesday, May the 20th. Be there. We're going to be there from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Come out, get your Mexican food and your free drinks, and be ready to network with some great people. And also, we talked about what we're looking forward to next year. It's a lot of great things. Well, not next year. I'm sorry. This year.
Yeah.
We're looking forward this year at Sapphire. It's a lot to look forward to. We're excited. On our next episode, we'll be going back to, the normal routine, not a normal look as last time.
Right.
We're going to keep it fresh as we did this episode. I think we like this new fit, this new look.
Yeah,
all together. It's way more relaxing. If you haven't realized, we're growing. So stick with us. We're going to keep advancing, keep doing our thing. And so we just want to tell you next episode is more about training development. That's when we're really getting our bag. That's where our bread and butter is the training, right? So we're going to be talking about training development and come back. So until then, thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, stay inspired, stay empowered, and stay on track with Sustain Train.